You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons and Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 199, posted August 2019. Ooze on first.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. I'm your Dungeon Master, Tony Sindelar, continuing our adventures here on Dragonforge and Associates. Joining me today, it's Monty Ashley.
Oh, hello. I am still playing Melik, the Tiefling Wizard.
It's also Sarah Barber.
I'm still playing Rizwin, the Dwarven Cleric.
And our leader, Jason Snell.
Yes, Peter Dragonforge, Bahamut lover, paladin, human.
And special,
In that
special, and special guest stars, Brian Hamilton.
I am a bullywig fighter slayer. I play Shtek, who is currently showing the rest of our party a bunch of pretty mushrooms he found.
You're actually a lizard folk. That wasn't an option in the character builder.
I'm a lizard folk. You can cut that out.
Bullywogs are frog
folk.
people. For some reason, they make frog people player characters and not lizard people. So, no expense was spared except for that expense. And last but not least, it's Jane Ritt.
Hi, I am also playing a lizard folk named Croca and her alligator named Bash.
And previously on Dragonforge Associates, cut off from the rest of the team, Peter, Melik, and Rizwin are trying to explore Undermountain, trying to find back to their way back to their friends. They seem to have made a temporary alliance with some lizard folk in the form of Shtek, who they remember from previous Undermountain adventures, and new lizard folk, Croca, and alligator, Bash. Everything was going great until Peter opened a door unsupervised and found a strange mechanical construct that appears to be kind of scorpionoid in nature. Peter, please roll initiative. Also, everybody else, roll initiative.
I would like to say that I would like to take the reaction of closing the door.
All right.
Do we see any more of the around the cave down here?
Yeah, I'll reveal more for all of you.
Sweet.
All right. So, all of you except Rizwin get to go before the construct. So, I guess you can really go in whatever order you want, but Melik, you get to go first. You have seen Peter open the door, perhaps do some nonverbal reaction, and what do you do?
So I cannot see the scorpion from where I am in the middle of the room.
I don't think so. I think you're in the middle of the room. There's a lot of bookcases around. You only have the general... You probably can't even see the doorway. You have the general idea that Peter is unsupervised near a door.
I will take my move action to go up here.
You now see a slightly open door and a robot scorpion on the other side of it.
I'm going to magic missile that scorpion.
All right.
Does that make noise, by the way?
I mean, only to those with the wit to hear the
So Peter's
eldritch.
yes.
Sorry?
Peter's trying to close the door, and then bolts of force energy shoot out, and he's like, "All right, okay, hands off."
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. The bolts will go through the doorway, and they'll hit the scorpion for 8.
Okay.
I don't have to roll anything. It's great.
Yep. The scorpion looks more powerful.
Oh boy.
He likes it.
Yeah.
It already saw you like it was looking at us with its robot eyes.
Shtek, you are over in the cave. Would you like to explore the cave more, or would you like to do something different?
So we can
you
assume
see
I
a
have
bunch
not...
of...
Go ahead.
You see a bunch more mushrooms. You hear the sound of dripping water. All that great cave stuff.
So yeah, I can assume I did not hear any of the attacks from earlier, so I'm going to keep going into the cave and spend, I guess, my move action going as far into the cave as I can over here.
Okay. I'm just going to roll a die over here. Don't pay any attention to this. Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
And I'm also saying, so look, I found this mushroom, but then if you look over here, this is where the water's dripping, which means it got more moisture, and continuing.
Mm-hmm.
Would not have heard what's going on in the room.
Okay. Peter.
Peter closes the doors, shouts, closes the doors, backs up backs up a ways away from the
Thanks.
door.
Definitely don't stand between me and the monster.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Backs up and shouts, monster! There's a monster outside the door, and it knows we're in here.
Listen, the lizard folk aren't monsters. We've told you this.
You did not? I did not know that. Thank you for educating me. I might be a monster.
Big, shiny metal monster.
Croca.
And Peter readies his javelin to throw at the monster when it opens the door.
Sure. That's going to come up. Croca.
Okay. So as interested as I am in the mushroom situation, I hear that there's a monster. So I'm going to move.
And Peter is gesturing at the door. It's kind of come through that door.
So you're heading back into the library.
Yeah.
Bash is following you.
Bash is following me. I'm faster than Bash. And what am I going to do? I think I'm going to ready an action for anyone, I guess, for any metallic monsters. You said that it was a metallic
shiny
monster,
metal
right?
monster, yes.
Okay, any shiny metal monster who crosses that threshold, I want to, let's see, close blast 3. I want to target with my swarming locusts.
Okay. Let's see here. So, it is the robot scorpion, also known as a Scaladar's turn. The door opens, and you see kind of the awkward sight of a robot scorpion using its tail to pop a door open.
Not only
that would be
round
nice.
handles, then they must have.
Yeah. So I think that has now triggered some readied actions, right? So Peter, you see something to throw a javelin at. Croca, you see something to sting.
Peter throws a javelin and misses.
Oh, great. Very efficient.
And does he cross the threshold?
He's about to. Let's say,
Okay, yeah.
He's about to charge Peter, so.
Okay, yep. So, as soon as they step through, it's going to trigger a swarm of locusts.
Robot scorpions hate locusts.
Yeah, it is
That's
well
in the Bible,
known.
and flying books love them, so this will work out great.
So that's going to be a 13 versus reflex.
The robot scorpion is nimbly kind of sidesteps the locust.
Okay,
it makes a horrible clanking noise as like its 6 robot feet scamper to the side and scamper back into place.
So it does create a zone, and that's on an effect, which I don't think it depends whether or not it hits.
Yep.
Okay, so
is there difficult terrain there?
No, it's it creates a zone of swarming locusts that lasts until the end of my next turn, while within the zone, enemies grant combat advantage.
All right. Well, the robot scorpion is going to leave that zone. It's going to keep coming as it charges Peter. And Peter, it's going to try and grab you with its horrible metal pincers.
It's doing all this on the same turn?
Yeah.
All right.
It did a move, did a minor action to open that door, and then it's doing a charge on Peter.
All right.
So, Peter, an 11 versus AC does not sound very intimidating.
So when you said horrible pincers, you meant qualitatively.
Yes. Yeah.
Shoddy work.
Well, I mean, the attack was not, I mean, it just got like javelined
Locust.
and buzzed. So it's, yeah. All right. Rizwin, you are next. You are over in the cave.
Yeah, I am. So my movement is 5. I hear commotion. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I am going to I think Sol Lindore's hammer this friggin' scorpion, because I really hate scorpions.
Just gonna hit a scorpion with a hammer. That's how we do things here.
I'm just gonna bash stuff. Mm-hmm. Bash is behind me, so maybe that'll help.
Yes.
What is my modifier?
AC of this robot scorpion is 20.
Well, I just rolled a 24.
Okay, that'll do it. Let me know. I will tell you, because of the robot scorpion's nature, I am very interested in the types of damage you do or attempt to do to it. For example, force damage was interesting.
Was is magic missile force damage?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I was going to use it to get out from under all those rocks, but I got dug out first.
Well, this is a divine and weapon damage.
That's fine. I mean, theoretically, other creatures would care about that, but usually for divine, probably mainly like demons. So robot scorpions, they're not very big on religion. So.
Okay. I'm also going.
That's a harmful stereotype.
Sorry, most robot scorpions.
Let's see. So I'm also going to use a resounding Mordenkrad in addition to this damage, which does that add like extra damage to it, or is that just the dazing?
I forget.
But in the meantime, I can at least roll damage for there's regular Mordenkrad.
Yeah.
Which was 13.
Maybe you'll just 13 damage is a decent amount of damage to my little robot scorpion.
Also, apparently, the next attack the target makes before the end of my next turn takes a penalty to the damage roll equal to my charisma modifier, which is +2.
Okay.
Ooh.
I have not been paying attention to that. Oh dear. Anyway,
so the resounding Mordenkrad has a daily power.
Yes.
When you hit, so you could choose to use that power, but it's daily, so you only get to do it once per day. And when you hit, you daze them. So the extra damage should be baked into the character sheet attack there.
I see. So the damage, the 2d6 that it's mentioned on here is not on top of the other one. So does that actually replace it then?
Yes, it's worked in there. So I'm sorry. Did you roll a crit? Is that what you were saying?
I did not roll a crit, so I don't get the thunder damage. So if that's the case, I'm actually not going to use Resounding Mordenkrad. And I'm just going to smash him for 13.
Okay.
And that's, do I have any minor actions that I feel like doing? Yeah, actually, the next time that Peter misses with an attack roll before the end of my next turn, you can re-roll that attack roll.
Nice.
Okay. Next in the order is a surprise. Shestek, you hear kind of a loud splorching noise. Splorch. And basically
a best.
In editing, we'll add a better splorch noise than my noise. So
Put
Erica, splorch. And basically there's a pile of slime has landed on the floor of the cave next to you that has dripped down from the ceiling. And it's going to kind of reach out with a pseudopod and try and hit you.
Cool.
But that I am rolling very poorly today. 10 versus fortitude.
That is not going to work or do it, which I tried to say at the same time, apparently.
But will it woo you?
Yeah.
No, it will
Talking
not.
is great.
You pulled on to it very well, I thought.
All right. So, yes, you have been attacked by a gray ooze. It has attempted to bone melt your bones, and it failed. Melik, you are in the library. You're strategically placed behind Peter, near a robot scorpion. You have also heard the sound of a lizard folk sad or alerted, or I don't know, how much do we know about lizard folk? Maybe he's having a party in that cave.
He keeps talking about the mushrooms. I will hold my orb aloft and cast Beguiling Strands on account of magic missiles. Didn't seem like the best option.
Can you tell me what type of damage Beguiling Strands does?
Sure.
No reason.
My keywords are Arcane, Charm, Enchantment, Implement, and Psychic. How's the psychic damage on this robot scorpion?
The Scaladar is immune to charm.
Okay, well, I'm going to roll anyway. I would have gotten a 24 if it did anything at all.
Okay, so does that do, what kind of damage does that do?
Psychic damage.
Okay, so I think he is immune to the charm of the...
Yeah. He's immune to the damage and probably to the other effect, which would be pushing him. So much of my stuff is psychic and charm and stuff.
It turns out you are a very charming tiefling, but this robot scorpion is immune to your charms.
Robots do not like me. Gadzooks!
No.
My signature catchphrase.
Yes, that you're introduced in this moment. All right.
And I will take a move of 1 square.
Shostak, you're face to face. Well, it doesn't have a face. You are face to ooze. Face to ooze with some ooze. There's a. So this is a small natural beast. It's basically just imagine kind of like a pile of really old pudding is in front of you, and it is kind of It is kind of positioned between you and the exit to the cave back to where your friends are.
Uh-oh, that's not good. All right, so I'm going to, as a minor action, use Duelist's Assault, wherein I assume a deadly stance and tear into it with deadly force.
Not like that and just civilian stance that you're doing most of the time. Sucker stance, you call that one.
Exactly, the civilian stance is really boring. But this gives me +4 to my damage rolls against this one target, which does not have any adjacent enemies, and if it's a melee attack, which this will be. I'm doing a melee basic attack with my Luckblade Greatsword. That is a 15 versus AC.
That'll hit.
Awesome.
I feel less bad about attacking you in a cave all by yourself now.
That's okay. This is fun. We get to bond. We get to hang out. We get to tell scary stories by the campfire. It's really great.
I just wanted to melt your bones.
1d10 plus 7. That is 12 plus 4 for my Duelist Assault. That is 16 damage. Doesn't say what kind of damage. Damage.
Sword damage. All right. You stab into the slime and you're just like moving your sword all around and it's leaving all kinds of horrible things, and somehow the slime is kind of like oozing acid or something. I guess you're making a right mess of things. All right. You're happy where you are?
I'm happy where I am.
Peter, you are face to robot eye with a robot scorpion.
All right, well, I am going to attack with my longsword.
You could shift to flank.
Oh, it's 4th edition.
Yeah, you should definitely shift to flank. This game's all about flanking.
I forgot to... Damn it.
Even though Dragonforge and Associates has been playing this game for like 5 years, Jane actually knows the rules to D&D.
Well, they took it out. I'm playing a lot of 5th edition now, so I've forgotten. So can I flank diagonally like that, or do I need to shift to here?
Nope. The way you were is literally how it works.
And then you get a sweet +2.
You can flank with Croca
or Rizwin.
I would say that Croca actually would be, because there's a bookcase in the way, you can't flank with Croca.
Oh, okay. So, well, I'll flank. So what do I get for flanking?
You get
+2.
Yeah. See, you don't need me.
Combat advantage. +2 plus I can reroll. I can reroll if I miss, right?
No.
No, I can. I've got.
You can, because I favor of the gods.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
Favor of the gods.
Yeah.
However,
that's favor of the gods.
Sorry,
related,
I can't believe I didn't put this on the camera, but I'm going to do it now, having not touched the die. Yeah, that's 20. I rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
So what you need to re-roll that. Favor of the gods.
Disfavor of the gods. So
wow, you're really outsmarted the Dungeon Master on that one.
So how does this work in 4th edition, Tony? Max damage?
How does your character? You do max damage, and if you have a magic sword, which I think I gave you, it does some bonus, I believe. That would be listed on the very last page of your character sheet.
It does. It does plus 1d6. All right.
So you do max damage, and then you roll an additional d6. Does it have any other effect? Sometimes it like dazes or
it does
something.
So max damage +4, and that is 17 damage. And they're under my divine sanction, and if they don't attack me, they take more damage. If they
all right, you deliver
Tony,
thundering...
it's radiant damage.
Again, robot scorpions don't go to church.
Good.
So, at least this one doesn't. So yeah, really get into the backstory of this robot scorpion.
17 damage, and it has to attack me or take more damage.
They used to, this robot scorpion comes from a religious family, but he had a crisis of faith in his early 20s, and he's working through some things. But because of that, he does not care about radiant damage.
This scorpion is on Rumspringer right now.
Yes. So, just trying to work some things out, and here you people are beating it up in a library. He was just on his way to return some books before they were overdue, and here you are.
Are the books still flapping around this whole time?
Constantly.
Being like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? You have delivered a thundering blow to this robot scorpion. It's all sparky, and there's some wires hanging out, and magic is kind of discharging and crackling around it. Yeah.
So it's bloodied?
Yeah. Yes.
Bloodied.
Sparking.
It doesn't have blood. It has sparks. It's bloodied. All right. Peter, you all set?
Yep.
Croca, you are on the other side of a bookcase now from the robot scorpion.
Do we think that it would get an opportunity attack on me if I left?
I don't think so. I think you're pretty well sheltered by that bookcase.
Okay, cool. Because lizard folks gotta stick together. So we're gonna do 1, 2. Here.
Mm-hmm.
And bash.
Bash is slowly walking back and forth across
Bash
the library, having not done anything yet. I just crocodile, or sorry, alligator, trundling
He's
back
just
and forth,
waddling back and forth between the enemies, not quite closing.
That alligator needs a skateboard so it can keep up with you.
Somebody didn't give me a skateboard, Tony.
Well, it's your first session. You got to work. I got to save something for you to get for a quest reward.
Oh, right. So we are going to use Iron Breaker's claws on this ooze thing. Mm-hmm. Which apparently looks like the spirit of a great Wolverine pouncing on my foe. Cool. So envision that.
You could, if you want it to be something more lizardy, that could be okay too. Like the spirit of a great iguana.
Yes. It the spirit of a great iguana.
Either would scare Sheck so badly.
Yeah.
Like a specific great iguana, like Johnny Iguana the First, the Pope of the Iguana people.
Imagine the greatest iguana that you can. Okay. So that is going to be a 17 versus reflex.
What is the reflex of an ooze? It is not 17, and it is not a number, not a number bigger than 17.
Okay, so that is going to be 11 damage.
All right. Well, I thought this thing was going to be a dangerous threat to you people because it was going to be all alone here in this thing. But you have bloodied the ooze.
Ooze on first, not this guy.
Ooze has blood?
Well, it has acid that is seeping out of its pores rapidly.
Ichor, probably. This
thing is loaded with ichor. So,
yep.
All right.
Delicious ichor.
Croca, are you all set?
Reference acknowledged.
I think so.
All right. The Scaladar is next. It will, let's see, it could do a variety of things.
That's Peter's divine sanction.
Oh, so it has to attack Peter. Can it shift to avoid being flanked, or will that provoke you in some way, Peter?
Yeah, it's just normal combat in terms of movement versus shift for opportunity attacks, okay. And my power is just on if it attacks someone, one of my allies that doesn't include me as a target.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
I think because it shifts, it's okay. So it shifts. Okay. But it didn't go very far, so you'll be able to chase it down. It is now going to attempt, having failed to grab you with its horrible pincer claws, Peter, it will now use its stinger to try and sting you if I can roll a number higher than 10 on this d20, which I have not yet done today. I have not done that. I continue to not do that today. 13 versus AC does not sound very threatening.
Nope, the horrible stinger, I guess.
The horrible stinger lunges at you and totally hits a book in the bookcase next to you. It electrocutes a book.
That poor book.
The Scaladar looks perhaps embarrassed about this situation. Rizwin, you are next.
Great. I'm going to go flank this thing.
Okay.
Like I do.
Like a steak.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try and tenderize it with Celindar's hammer.
All right.
Which 22 versus AC?
That'll do it. Tell me about damage.
17.
That's a lot of damage. How much? That is one more than you needed to kill
Yay.
my robot scorpion, who was not a threat to anyone. He was just a nice guy. The robot scorpion crumbles to the ground into just a pile of parts.
Peter, you gain 5 temporary hit points because of my death surge.
All right. I love it.
We also get +2 to attack rolls until the end of the next turn.
Okay.
Oh.
I guess the slime is next. A slime does not have much longer in its little slime existence. I think the slime will attempt to bone melt Shostek again. It's committed to its cause. Oh my gosh, this is 9 versus Fortitude Shostek.
Nope.
All right, I'm not rolling that d20 anymore.
As a free action, Shtek laughs at the ooze.
Melik, it is your turn. There are the parts of a robot scorpion in your vicinity.
All right. Let's see. I guess I should go deal with this ooze situation, or try to anyway. I have a move of... I have speed of 6. Does that look like it'll get me down there? Can I see the ooze from there?
I'm going to say you can't because it's like around the corner.
Okay.
You're in a deadly cavern. You know there is an ooze nearby.
Then that is my action.
All right, Shostek, it's your turn. You want to kill this ooze?
Melee basic with my special make it a quarry kind of thing. Melee basic, boom. That's a 30.
That is
that basic.
God,
unnecessary.
19 plus 11 versus AC.
Unnecessary. Roll damage.
Yay, I still get to roll damage even though I know it's dead. 1d.
Well, it may not be dead if you don't roll a high enough damage.
That's true. That is 13 damage.
All right, it's still there, but it is bad. It's in bad shape. All right. Peter Dragonforge?
What's the deal with running in? Can I get down there fast, and does that work, or do I just have to take my move?
You would get 2 extra squares of movement. You'd be slightly more vulnerable. I don't know where you would run to. That cavern is getting crowded with people. There's like a dance party in there.
I mean, the ooze isn't playing a banjo. That's just the
Well, I can go 8 squares. I think I can get there. Maybe I can't.
Right.
I don't know. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I can get there.
Okay. Everybody loves the square counting part of Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition.
It's the best part. So can I attack it?
Yeah, do it.
Now that I've run there? Oh, awesome.
You get a +2
And I get a +2 because
due to my death surge.
Oh, that's great. So that's going to be a 25 versus AC.
Roll damage.
I need a D8. So that is 7 damage.
You slay the ooze.
Nice.
Kind of unnecessary.
Peter Dragonforge to the rescue!
So I look at everyone and say, okay, this wasn't a mushroom, just so you know.
Thank you.
You're
Great.
welcome.
And Kroko walks out.
So those doors are open. Should we go back that way now?
I think we've found everything there.
I thought Peter closed them. Oh, wait, no.
Peter closed them and the scorpion opened them.
Yes.
You're right.
Which I wish we could have seen that, but it was on the other side of the door, so we'll never know.
Kroka's gonna have Bash head in first.
All right. Does Bash want to roll a perception check?
Bash would love to. What is an alligator's perception?
Is this one of those like unanswerable philosophy questions?
It's not. The answer is 21.
Oh, well. Okay. I don't think my dissertation looks so great anymore. Thank you all for coming. So Bash is looking around. Bash sees that there's several sets of double doors off of this long hallway you've discovered. I think Bash probably has I didn't look up any actual facts about alligators. Do you think alligators have a good sense of smell or a bad sense of smell?
Good.
Yeah, they can smell a drop of blood.
I feel like most things that eat other things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will tell you that Bash gets particularly kind of lights up to the smell of a swamp to the south.
Ah.
Can I check to see if the scorpion has anything on him?
Yeah. The scorpion does not seem to have very many personal effects.
He has 2 daggers and 15 gold pieces.
7 wedding rings. That's a story.
Hey, just checking.
Yeah.
It was a great ceremony.
Yeah. Robot scorpion culture is rich and complicated.
He married a spider, okay?
It's weird that he had all those wedding rings but was not himself religious. He was probably really conflicted about parts of that ceremony.
Yeah. I feel bad about this now that he's dead.
I'm writing down 7 wedding rings.
Okay.
Yep. So
they're not
says,
they're each worth a couple coins. But yes, you have 7 robot scorpion wedding rings.
What does a scorpion wear its rings on, Tony?
Well, it has it's got like pincers, right?
So it has rings on its pincers? That's amazing.
Like on the thumb part, right? Yeah. So they don't go all that would be like a
bracelet.
A bracelet, yeah. These are rings, not bracelets. I know what I'm saying here.
Bracelets are rings, but not all rings are bracelets.
Is that true?
Yes.
Well, I mean, like physically there.
Okay.
Well, I feel like
Croca tells everyone that she senses a swamp to the south.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and we were thinking of going north to loop around to see if we could find our friends. So I keep feeling like we should do that.
We also don't know the canonical cardinal direction of anything. We're just looking at the map as things are. We don't know what direction things are.
Now that you're in a dungeon, things are very right-angly, but Rizwin, roll a dungeoneering check. And do dwarves have some special dungeoneering skill?
Probably should.
I definitely have some good dungeoneering.
Okay.
I used to be able to sense when you sloped down 10 feet. I love that.
I rolled a 15.
You feel that in general, north is in the north direction as oriented on this map.
Excellent.
Great.
So
excellent.
So lizard folk, do you is there something about the swampiness to the south that intrigues you, or should we just continue going north to get to the see if we can save our friends?
Well, we ignore difficult terrain in swampy areas, which is really nice, which means we can just kind of waltz in there, take a look around, and then come back if you want without any difficult terrain difficulties.
Unless there are traps.
That's valid. Let's go north.
Or robot scorpions.
Yep.
Or real scorpions.
Or robot alligators that are unfriendly.
Who built this thing?
Or crocodiles.
Who did build the Underbound?
I want to investigate this robot scorpion. Is it constructed?
Hallister, right?
Yes, it is a construct, and I think Rizwin has concluded that probably it was created by Hallister Blackcloak, who built Undermountain, the Mad Mage. It's unclear to what end. You kind of did destroy the robot scorpion without observing it in its natural habitat, so you don't know why did he have a robot scorpion. But it's got a big, as you look at it closely now, there's kind of a big rune inscribed in its head. And as a construct, it probably has had some simple set of orders that it was kind of going to do for forever, that it was probably given centuries ago, and has just been down here doing its scorpion business ever since.
Melik, as a wizard, are you at all curious about what these books are about?
Yes, especially that one you said you found one that had a name signed that started with an H. Yes. I don't know if anyone cares about a Hallister Blackcloak signature, but that's pretty cool. If we could...
Could be a collector's item.
But every time we pick up one of these books, it flies away. So it's probably, and this is killing me to say it, not worth sticking around to figure out how to steal books.
All right.
I like books, but I'm worried about Flessa.
What's going on to the north?
She needs us.
You're checking the door to the north?
Yes.
It's quiet.
I peek through the door. Peek through the door. Right. Peek.
Again, I've only got one set of animations for the door. The door is open in toward you. So, peeking through, the room beyond is it's unlit, it's dark, It's very musty and dusty, Peter
Is it
Dragonforge.
low light dark?
I think it's just dark. That's a
Okay.
scientific term.
So with my low light vision, I cannot see in it.
You can see that it's a smallish room. It looks like there's some shapes in the back of it, but
Nothing's moving.
Nothing's moving. No movement.
Okay. I'm gonna go inside and see if I can find anything else.
All right, Rizwin, you move into the little room. It seems like it's probably some kind of old storage room. There's a bunch of casks kind of stacked in a pile along the back wall.
Ooh, beer?
It looks like it might have been some kind of beer or ale or wine, just based on, caskiness. I don't know. What else do people put in casks?
Does it smell like beer?
Dead admirals.
Roll perception.
Perception. What is that? +8, I think. No, +6. 26. Natural 20.
It does smell like dwarven ale.
Ooh.
And surprisingly well kept in this, things are really dusty, but the temperature seems to be okay here in this little storeroom. So,
Is there... I know I'm still hungover from last night, but is there a tap on one of these things?
there's a metal tap. I don't know a lot about how casks work, but let's say there's a metal tap hanging on a little hook next to the casks.
Great. I'm going to pour myself some.
All right. What do you need to roll to put a thing in a thing?
I don't know.
What skill?
Clearly.
Dexterity, I guess?
Shystek, did you just move your token way off the map where you can't get it?
I didn't.
Shystek used the horned ring and is gone.
I vote thievery. I think it's a thievery roll.
I think dwarves have advantage on all beer-related
too.
rolls. +2. If we,
All right,
if we flank the barrels, will that help?
What am I
Yes.
rolling?
I don't know.
Do I need to roll a thing?
Let's say no. You're a dwarf.
To
I'm
get
gonna
beer?
I'm taking 20. I'm this is
right,
my
then,
break, okay?
All right, I don't know how casks work. I should have done more research. Oh my god, I didn't look up alligators either.
Tap the cask, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna tap the cask and pour myself some.
yeah.
How's it smell?
You keep a little mug on your little travel mug clipped to your belt.
Of course,
Sure,
'cause you're a
it's for
dwarf.
my
Yeah.
adventure kit.
Yeah.
How's the vintage?
You know what? It's pretty good. Does ale get better over centuries? I don't know any of the answers to this question.
No, it does not.
You know what?
But maybe if it's in like a wizard storehouse,
Yes.
Yeah, that's
it
true.
does.
Let's just say, surprisingly, not poisonous,
Great.
given that it seems to be quite old. It
All
may
right.
be that there's some low-level magic keeping it in a state of preservation.
I'm gonna finish off a tankard of it while we're
Okay.
looking around this room.
And so you do.
Anything else here?
Nope. Just a lot of casks.
Great. Is this wall actually slanted like that?
Yep.
Great. Anybody else want beer?
Can I check the slanted wall to see if
No.
there's any secret exits along that wall?
I literally have tiles that have slanted walls now. I don't know why that's so suspicious.
I don't know. I don't believe you. There could be a
All
hollow
right.
space behind there.
Yeah, roll something. Perception?
Sure. That's a 12.
Will Peter Dragonforge find a secret passage behind this strange wall that's 45 degrees?
No.
Tune in now to find out, because
Yeah.
it's not the end of the
It's not the end of
episode.
the episode. You've just confused everybody.
It's just a wall. I know
All
it's a
right.
45-degree wall and not a 90-degree corner,
Okay.
and that's weird and alien, but it's
well,
fine.
while
It's just a wall.
Rizwin is offering beer to people, I'm going to go check the next door.
All right. Rizwin's offering beer to people. Shystek, Kroka, Melik, do you want to do anything?
I'm gonna take a look at the swampy door.
All right.
Yeah.
You're when you say look at, you mean open or check, or what does that mean? me
I'll
about-
check it.
Use your
Can
words.
you do
Kroka's
every
got your
dice roll
back.
from here on in the same? Will Steck find any information out about the door? Tune in now.
Surely the listeners won't get sick of that.
Good.
The door does not appear to be trapped in any way.
Great. I rolled a 17. I'm so glad you told me that before I made that really.
I
good
knew
roll.
what you rolled. I could tell. It had that 17 sound to it.
I'm down to open it. Kroka, are you? You want to go investigate?
Yes, let us see.
All right,
Okay.
before you guys do
I
that,
gotta
before
move
you-
your tokens back,
be-
just so I can.
Before you guys do that, I wanted to answer the question of what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just standing in the hallway watching for anything. Like, I am not on door duty. I'm just monitoring the overall situation in case anything comes running down
You're
the
the hall
hall
monitor.
itself. Yes,
Yeah, you're
exactly. Thank
supervising.
you.
Yes.
Excellent.
Can't believe nobody
all right.
wants beer.
The door opens into the hallway, Shostak, and as you open it, the familiar smell of rotting vegetation and dampness wafts out. It smells like home. The room beyond appears to be kind of, it is your traditional right angles, square tiles.
Oh, thank God.
But
it's
it's
statues.
there are two
No!
large statues in the corners. In the middle of the room, there's basically a swamp. It looks like probably at some point there was like a reflecting pool or something like that, but now it is full of muddy, murky water with all kinds of vegetation growing out, and there's a lot of moss growing up over the statues and over the floor itself. And I'm just gonna, Kroka and Shostak, give me a quick nature check.
21.
And Shtek gets a 12.
All right, Kroka, you know that, obviously this is a swamp, and that's great. You're pro swamp, but specifically, the source of this swamp is the same as the swampy parts of Undermountain that you call home. So it seems like perhaps your home territory or territory you would be familiar with can't be too far away, though you've never been in this chamber. It has the smell of your swamp.
Yes. Can I... How deep is this pool?
Hard to know because it's totally covered with plant life growing on top of it. Because it's a swamp.
Look at the sunlight.
So I have a skill that allows me to convert difficult terrain that is plant related into normal terrain.
Mhm.
Could I use that in this case to like clear up the film of moss and algae
Mhm.
on the surface of the water?
Sure.
Okay.
So you do that, and it kind of it parts for you. You part the swamp.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and you can see there's there's muddy water below, but it looks like there was kind of an ornamental pool in the middle of this room that's probably about 4 feet deep.
Gotcha. Okay. So I don't think
there's
that
a pretty
this is...
thick layer of like mud and silt on the bottom of it.
Okay, so I don't think this could lead anywhere. It's just a shallow
It does not
pool.
seem to be physically connected anywhere, but it seems like it, clearly, your people have a kind of, the fact that there is a swamp in a dungeon is kind of a
Right.
strange thing. And, there's a lot of lore in your tribe about the source of that, and that this Undermountain is connected to the Great Swamp and the lizard god, which is probably a dragon that you worship, is like responsible for that. And so it seems like you must be getting close to your territory.
Can I do a history check on the statues?
Yes.
10 plus 2 is 12.
The statues, you haven't seen these statues before, but they seem to show a wizard in kind of a very dramatic pose with a big staff with a gem on the end of it over his head. And you've seen images of that around Undermountain before. Your people have said that is the person who created these tunnels originally before the lizard folk came. So perhaps some of you might conclude that this is a artistic depiction of Halaster Blackcloak. But yeah, so these statues long predate the swamp and the lizard folk entrance into Undermountain.
And when you say gem, do you mean it is a carved depiction of a gem, or are there gems?
It appears to just be a carved depiction of a gem.
Boo.
Yeah.
All right. Nothing to steal then.
Well, probably not, unless you really just wanted a rock gem to snap off of a statue, which would require you to touch the statue. Just gonna mention that.
No, don't want that, no. Mm-mm.
All right, let's hop over to Peter. Peter, what are you doing?
I want to listen at this door.
It's quiet.
I'm going to back up, Peter.
I'm going to peek through the door.
Rizwin, do you also want to listen at the door?
Yeah.
It's also quiet. I like Dungeons and Dragons.
The door is quiet here.
Do you want to peek open this door?
Can I would like to check for traps.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
15.
The door does not appear to be trapped.
Great. Yeah.
Peek.
Go for it.
Peter, you open the door, and a large chamber is beyond. So this room is rather strange. There's some shelves in one corner with some dusty relics in it. There's a pile of supplies just inside the door to your left. It looks like there's kind of a little campsite set up in there. In the far corner, there's just all kind of jumbled piles of like people's personal effects. Like you see some boots and cloaks and like scabbards and whatnot. And in the middle of the room, there's some kind of shrine standing there. There's kind of an angelic looking statue perched over like a place that people might pray at. And it's got like two little burning candles kind of at the tips of its wings perched over the statue, perched over the plinth in front of it.
Can I roll to see what the statue is?
Yeah. Why don't you give me like a religion check?
Religion check. Okay. 11. Not very religious today.
Yeah, not feeling, it's been a long day. You got a lot of rocks dropped on your head. It's hard to say, the angel depiction is kind of like vague. It seems kind of like a generic depiction of an angel as opposed to like the idea of an angel as opposed to like a specific angel. Usually angels are associated with what we think of as the good religions, but that's coming from a very surface dweller point of view. But yeah, you're not sure specifically. There is a bunch of kind of things kind of inscribed around the base of the statue and on the plinth in front of it, but nothing is kind of immediately jumping out at you in terms of like, oh, that's the symbol of so and so. I should also mention there's a bunch of rubble in kind of the southeast corner of this room, and it looks like a wall has collapsed on the eastern side, and there's like a hole in the wall there. Do people see that?
Yeah. I was going to ask, is there any way out of this room? Because we're trying to find a way out. And is that hole, would that be considered potentially a way out?
Seems, or, it could just be a place that needs some spackle. Unclear. Malik, you haven't done anything in a little while. Would you like to do something?
No, I'm going to stay right here. I expect at least one room to need help, and I don't know which room yet.
You're right now. You're prepared to help in both places. All right. Who wants to do something next?
I
mean, we're pretty much done investigating this room, so maybe the lizard folk can rejoin you in the hallway before anyone pushes too far away from us.
Sure. Why don't you do that?
I'm going to investigate these supplies in the campsite.
Okay.
To see if it's recent.
You want to move into the room and check stuff out? All right. Give me a perception check.
17.
You check around the supplies. It does look like, somebody possibly some kind of adventuring group. There's some backpacks and crates and whatnot here. Some very old dried rations in it. There's a little campfire that's been made next to it. It is stone cold. So clearly at some point someone had made a little campfire here. There's still a pot swinging over the little place where there could be a fire, but it has not been lit in a long time.
Is there mold growing on the stuff inside the pot?
Yeah, there's a little bit of growth on there. So
great.
Looks like this is kind of an abandoned campsite that's been here for a long time.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can kind of go over here into the rubble and
All
see.
Right, you're climbing up on the rubble, looking through the hole in the wall.
Yeah,
there?
I want to see if this is a way to get us sort of back out of the dungeony part and into the cavey part where where we were trying to get back to.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like you can see kind of like there's this hole in the wall that's collapsed, and it looks like there's almost like two layers of wall kind of building up this area of the dungeon, and that is kind of completely collapsed through, and you see kind of it looks like a swampy area beyond to the east through the hole.
Okay, I turn around, and if Croca's in the doorway there, I'm going to say, hey, I think I see some swampy area back over here.
Oh, I will inspect that myself.
Swamp? Where?
How are swamps down here? Where's it's got to be some light for this algae.
Our God has created swamps for us to live in. This is our destiny to live here.
Steck floats Pepe Le Pew style through the scent of the swamp over where Croca is.
So what do we see now that we're kind of in that area?
It looks like there is a narrow passageway beyond that has been flooded and filled with swamp water, and there's some plant life there. So it looks like there's basically there's some kind of greenery, and then kind of I don't know if you want to call it a pool or a puddle, but there's a bunch of just water, and then it looks like the kind of tunnel takes a right turn to the south, and it does look like there's some more kind of stonework to the south of a tunnel leading to the south. So it looks like you could take this little dogleg tunnel to the southeast if you were so inclined. Melik, what are you want to do anything in this room?
There's more books.
I would like to just glance at the bags and people's personal possessions and stuff to see if there's any stuff of people we know. Okay,
up here?
Yeah. Like Flessa's bag or whatever isn't up here, right?
Yeah, so you look around, and, you have traveled with Flessa and Alestrin and Acrid for some time. Flessa's got very distinctive serpent skin armor right now. Alestrin has his quiver, which has it's got his initials on it, really dramatically, really big.
Just an O.
Yeah, just one O, but it's real fancy. It's like an Ouroboros O of Alestrin, like eating his feet. So strange guy, canon. Alestrin. Yeah, canon. Players love that when you decide their appearance in sessions they're not in. So you would immediately recognize their various things. I forget if Acrid has any distinctive objects other than that Acrid is a huge dragonborn, so they have to be sized appropriately. And I'm going to say there does not appear to be anything like that that would connect to your missing compatriots. The stuff here does look kind of old, and it's weird. It's just kind of junk, right? Like some boots and belts and scabbards, couple pieces of leather armor, but it's all kind of old and it doesn't look great. I mean, maybe it's just maybe the humidity of the swamp has kind of eaten away at it a little bit, but it's all kind of frayed and gross.
This was a hoarder. All right.
Rizwin, do you want to do anything? You're over by the campfire.
Yeah. I want to inspect the shrine some more.
Okay.
It looks kind of glowy.
So you move over to the shrine. So there's a bunch of kind of sigils and carvings around the base of it. Do you want to try and do that, or what kind of inspection would be helpful to you?
Is there anything on the altar? Is there I already tried to read the things and I didn't recognize anything from a cursory glance, but maybe a more involved glance could find something.
Okay, give me a perception check.
10.
It's really hard to the writing, it's old, and it's you are not sure with a 10. Is it that it's worn away, or are these language that you don't know? It's that kind of blurry and incomplete. It does seem like there might be some kind of compartment in the base of the statue in front of the little platform in front of the kind of angel thing. You're kind of checking around, and it's got kind of a hollow echo to it.
I try to open it.
Okay. As you try to open it, the statue kind of melts forward and wallops you on the head.
How?
So, why don't you roll initiative? I'm going to add the statue to the initiative order.
Statues.
I rolled a 5.
All right. Let's see. Do I use the D20 that doesn't roll great, or do I do different things?
Is everyone rolling initiative?
Yeah, everyone should roll initiative. Let me...
Oof.
Oh no, critical
I'm so
fail,
glad
Monty.
Shtek is on another nature walk while crap's going down in the room behind him.
Shtek, you're now part of a dungeoneering party. And what do we not do to dungeoneering parties? Split them. Valuable.
He was not the one who split it last time. That was our fearless leader. Everyone else was in the bottom quadrant.
I wasn't.
I feel like we're kind of two parties that occasionally are in the same location.
Yeah, we kind of are.
So the statue seems like it's probably not a statue, because it kind of lashes out at you with kind of a pseudopod like effect. So, that's my die that had not done well has suddenly done well.
Oh, no.
Rizwin, that would be a 31 versus AC.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
So something wallops you in the head for 14 damage.
Ow!
I have added the statue to the initiative order. I'm going to roll initiative for the statue. It looks like the statue gets to go first. The statue is just going to go ahead and do that again.
Ow.
Well, it rolled considerably lower this time. It's going to get a 16 versus AC.
That does not hit.
All right, I will tell you, you have been, from the first time it walloped you, you have been grabbed by the statue. And it's going to kind of squeeze you for 5 points of damage.
Ow.
And you are having a very strange effect because it's not like the statue's arm. It's almost like the head of the statue kind of like lumped out and like encircled you. And it's all sticky and acidic. And you are just being squeezed by this kind of strange thing that looked like a statue that is not a statue.
I am bloodied now.
Yikes.
Wow.
Shostak.
All right, I turn around. Oh my God, statues can do that? I haven't been a part of this campaign. And I swing
To your knowledge, statues cannot do that.
I swing my Luckblade Greatsword. Is that an issue with Rizwin being grabbed? Will I hurt Rizwin?
Nope. You just don't, not unless you want to.
Really don't want to.
Appreciate that.
That's a 14 versus AC.
You fail to connect. You hit something and it's solid and you do no damage to this horrible thing that was a statue. Will the prophecy of Dragonforge and Associates be finally fulfilled, in which you weren't afraid enough of statues and you all got killed by statues like I tried to do way back on the very first episode of Dragonforge and Associates? Or will you somehow survive? Is this a statue? No, it's totally not. Why would you ask that question, Tony? Tune in next time to find out on Total Party Kill.